But it seems to me, from what I have heard, and also there is no public statement from any Western partner who have endorsed your claim.
There are two reasons. One is that we must acknowledge that Indians have a much bigger information and disinformation machinery at their disposal. If you watch the Indian media also carefully, you will see that blatant lies, and they live with that, and they are, of course, and you saw in the Makkah Expo. The effort that the West needs to take, they have to then accept the reality that yes, India is a state-sponsored terrorist state, and at the same time you have those economic relations, and you have that notion of the West as a notion of the net security provider. So there are some other roles, that some other lens from which the West needs to look towards the Indias.
On the other hand, of course, there are claims that Pakistan is supporting terror.
So that is part of that. That is part of that Indian disinformation campaign. That because this is a classic thing that you yourself do terrorism, and at the top of your lung you start crying that you are doing it. So,
but I want to ask you, because there have actually been Pakistani officials, including President Musharraf, acknowledging that in the past Pakistan did have this playbook too. So can you explain when and how this strategy has shifted away from using these kind of tactics?
Pakistan became a frontline state with the West, with the US especially, or these mujahideen who were instrumental in taking on the Soviets at that time. So once the Soviets left, so these were left there, and the problem was left here. And there was a long period of civil war, which Pakistanis suffered and dealt with. Now because of that culture, and our society suffered because of that. Pakistan has paid one of the huge price for that. I think hundreds of thousands of people have been casualties. There have been billions, hundreds of billions of dollars of the economy. Hit losses have been maintained by us. So despite all the apprehension of the world, we wanted some things peaceful over here, because we suffer the consequences of anarchy and division and civil war over there.
What I'm trying to get at is the specific policies towards groups like Jaish-e-Mohammed and Lashkar-e-Taiba. Has there been any change?
The state of Pakistan has been dealing with the aftermath of that for not decades. The state of Pakistan at no time had a policy of sponsoring terrorism anywhere, whether they are from any grouping or any nation, whether they are TTP, whether they are BLA, whether they are ETIM, whether they are IMU, whether they are any alphabet. They don't have any religion. We believe as state that terrorist has no religion. There is no Muslim terrorist, there is no Hindu terrorist, there is no Christian terrorist. He's a terrorist. He has nothing to do with humanity. Because the state control needs to be strengthened. So that's what we are fighting on daily basis. We don't distinguish between terrorists. A terrorist has only lust for imposing its will on someone else. There's so much empirical evidence that Pakistan has been going against all these groups, including all terrorist groups, wherever they are. We in Pakistan, the state of Pakistan, including its military, we abhor these non-state actors and terrorists. I am telling you that is it not enough that we are doing 190 intelligence-based operations on a daily basis on all types of terrorists? Well, all hues and cries.
Maybe on some groups more than others.
Because it is as per the threat. If Ditnal Khwarij, if 2 days before, if in Bannu they attack a federal constabulary post and they kill and the 6 are shaheed, so that is the clear and present threat. Any country, your Bundeswehr will also, or your army or your Nachrichtendienst will also be focusing more on that, which is a very clear threat. Because that's what the public will demand. So if the fitna al Hindustan on daily basis is stopping the buses, taking out the Indian citizens and slaughtering them, so why should we not be more worried about them? So that is in proportion to the threat that they are posing. But we don't distinguish between any sort of terrorist groups in any non-state actors. I think if you see, the Pakistan has banned these. They are not allowed to operate over here. So that is the government policy. Anything which is a defunct, which is a non-state, and we say very clearly, and that's our belief system, that there is no space for any Jaish, any private army or militia in the country. We don't believe that any person or any political leader has the capacity, has the authority to declare jihad by himself.
Those 2 visits of the Field Marshal to the US, how important were they, or in how far did they help warming the relations to the US?
USA played a very constructive role in the Makkah hug between Pakistan and India. And we consider that the President Trump showed path-breaking strategic leadership here. That is a very significant role that he played. Secondly is that Pakistan and USA have a long-standing relationship. And over a period of time, I think we have been able to enhance or amplify on our convergences and deftly manage the divergences. There are areas where a lot can be done. There are areas where a lot of engagement can be done. There are areas where a lot of discussion can be done. And Pakistan views the relationship with USA as very important. We don't think that these relationships have anything to do, or there is a either or with the other countries. So we at the same time have
China.
very constructive and strategic relationship with China and other countries. So there is no either or. And if you see, there is a scope in it is not only in the mill-to-mill diplomacy or the where we are engaging. A lot of scope in the counter-terrorism, and we really acknowledge the recent declaration of the Majid Brigade by the United States as a terrorist organization. Intelligence sharing.
Pakistan has voiced some concern about